Hey guys, in this video we're going to be continuing with our ES6 challenge, which is 24, I believe so. Alright, so in this one it says they use, you can call this symbol a star, which I call it as well. So you use star to import everything from a file. Suppose a file that you wish to import all of its content into the current file. This can be done with the import star syntax. So this syntax, alright? Here's an example with the context of a file named math function. So this is a file name imported into a file in the same directory. Cool. So this is how you import it. Import star as my math module from this file. So essentially you're importing everything and naming it as my math module from this file, which is the math and underscore functions. And then you're using the method add to add these two numbers, which is a 2 and a 3, and then also a subtract, which is a 5 and a 3. So it also breaks down that code, which is import star as object with the name of your choice from file path goes here. Alright, object with the name of your choice dot imported function. So this line describes the usage here. No, sorry, my bad, here. Alright, and this line, which is object with name of your choice, which is the object, this is the object, and then imported function, which is subtract or add in this case example. So you may use any name following the import star as portion of the statement. In order to utilize this method, it requires an object that receives the imported values. From here, you'll see you will use the dot notation to call your imported values. Right, so the code below requires the content of a file. So this is the this is the file of which the contents we need, for example, variables, methods, etc. Right, and found in the same directory as it imported. Add the appropriate import star statement to the top of the file using the object provided. Right, so it says that the code below requires the content of file capitalize underscore string. So I'm gonna import it by using a keyword import and then star and then from, and then I wanna import it from this file, which is capitalize in strings, capitalize underscore string. Alright, but we haven't finished yet. Now we need to add we've already added the import statement to the top of the file using the object provided. So now we need to name what this object is. So say as, and then I don't know, say my math class, for example. Right? So I've named everything in this everything in this file capitalized as my math class, right? So if we run this, it should pass. Nope, it's not passing. Why? What did I do here? Probably chooses import as syntax. What did I import? Was I supposed to? My math. So it's done it correctly here. Import. Yep. As import star as my math from capitalize underscore spring. I think I might have misspelled this part, so I'll just copy and paste it and see how we go. Yes, I did probably put a typo there. Anyway, Pikachu chooses you. Yes, I feel special now. Let's go to the next one. Right, maybe later. Right, so it says create and export fallback with export default. Right. In the export lesson, you learned about the syntax referred to as a named export. This allowed you to take multiple functions and variables available for use in other files. There's another export syntax you need to know, which is known as the export default. Usually, you will use this syntax if only one value is being exported from a file. Right. It is usually, sorry, it's also used to create a fallback value for a file or a module. So now you guys must be wondering what's a fallback. So it's essentially a how do I explain it? A backup of a current data, and it usually has a timestamp, and you refer to that timestamp to restore that data, and this process is called fallback. Again, guys, I'm not entirely sure about it. You should probably have to research. I've just learned him brand new, so I think I could my I could I could I could make mistakes in explaining. So that explanation put aside, here's a quick example of export default. So it takes export default and function add. So it exports a function add with two parameters and returning the two values. Returning the added values. Okay, so since export default is used to declare a fallback value for module or file, you can only have one value be a default export in each module or file. Additionally, you cannot use export default with var, let, or const. Alright, I did not understand that. Let's read that again. Since export default is used to declare a fallback value, okay, yep, for module or file, you can only have one value be a default export in each module or file, right? Additionally, you cannot use export default with var, let, and const. So essentially, what this means is that export default will just export the function that you will specify file, and that function will be exported from that file, and you can also access it with import. So and this is the syntax. So it's called export default function add x and y, right? And then it returns that. So yep, you can only have one. Yeah, I already explained this to you as well. That you can only have one value be a default export in each module or or file. It can be a function or it can also be a class, but it just have to have one value. All right. So additionally, you cannot export default with var, let, and constant. Right. So now it says that the following function should be the fallback value for the module. Please add the necessary code to do so. Right, cool. So we need a fallback value. So we will do export default and then the function, then of curly braces, and then we will do subtract. All right. And remember best practices. Here we go. Perfect. And no semicolon here, right? Let's see if we pass the test or not. And then I'll explain you exactly what I've done here. Alright, I haven't passed the test. Cool. What did I do wrong? Proper use of export fallback. Subtract. So we do export to this function, export default, and then this function should be exported. Right. And let's pass the test. Yes, so essentially what I did is that I specified this function as a fallback fallback function. How? By just using the export keyword and the default keywords. So essentially what this is saying that wherever I export this wherever I use this file, import I mean this method should be available to the file that has imported my file that's consisting of this. Alright, so same, for example, um I have class A. Alright, and then that has this function here, and then I've got class B, and then I want to use this function, so I would import that fun this function here. So import all from, let's say this is file A. Right, import from A, import all as functions. Now content from A, and then I can easily use this function subtract. So content dot subtract in this way. All right. So remove all this code and just leave the specified code over there to make more sense and run the test. Yay, next one. Right, import a default constructor. Sorry, import a default export. So now we're going to import that. In the last challenge, you learned about export default and its uses. It's important to note that to import a default export, you need to use a different import syntax. Yep. So in the following example, we have a function add that's a default export of a file. This one, right? Here's how to import it. Just name the function and pass the parameters into it. Simple enough, right? The syntax differs in one key place. The imported value add is not surrounded by curly braces. Unlike exported values, the primary method of importing our default export is to simply write the value's name after import. Right, so the syntax differs in one key place. The imported value add is not surrounded by curly braces. Yep, that's true. Unlike exported values, the primary method of importing a default export is to simply write the value's name after import. Oh, right. So we just write the value we the method or whatever we want to import after the keyword import and then use it. Right, I see what that means. So in the following code, please import the default export, subtract from the math function found in the same directory as this file. Right, so we're gonna be importing this. So import and then subtract the actual method name from math function functions. Right, that should do it. Right, don't forget to put this semicolon. I sometimes do these kind of silly mistakes as well. Anyway, let's see if we pass the testing. Yes, we have. Look here, launch detected. Wow, we're going into space to write some code as well. Alright, cool. So submit and go to the next challenge. Whoa, nice. So our ES6 module has been completed. So this is it for the ES6 challenges, and I will see you in the next video in which we're going to be doing the introduction of regular expression challenges. Alright, until then, have fun guys coding.